Dear Dr. Morse, I immensely appreciate the work of Dr. Eretz and myself. Thank you. I love Dr. Eretz. I thought he was pretty good. It's pretty cool. I fully realize, confirmed by my own experience, starch is mucus forming, a hindrance of the emergence of the supreme well-being. However, unprocessed starches consumed along with a low-fat diet does not lead to overweight. Quite the opposite. A whole grain host of highly successful vegetarian doctors and untold multitudes of Asians prior to culinary westernization are living proof of the enormous belief that starches cause overweight or disease. Well, I can tell you this. I do a lot of Asians, and we have a serious chronic bowel problems from this. The devitalization, in other words, the stripping of the outer husk and the germ, but these are still starches. Still polysaccharides. They're still too concentrated for man to consume. You can have them if you want, but it sounds like your fungus is talking to you, because really, the people have in different countries consume these sort of things, but I have clients all around the world, remember that? And I have tons of Japanese, tons of Indonesians, tons of Chinese. I have all kinds, especially around here. I have a lot of people that own Chinese restaurants around here that come in to see me. And I had one man had a beautiful big buffet and everything else, but I told him he couldn't eat meat, and he didn't come see me anymore. There are some restaurants that offer whole grain rices, and you can have that. But again, these aren't raw foods. And there's a huge difference. You don't see any animal anywhere dealing with the grains like we have. Now, can we say they're going to kill you? No. Are they acidic? Yes. So you have all these things to consider, dear one. I definitely support the tenets and the merits of the muciless diet. However, I feel Eretz was perhaps excessively critical of unprocessed starches because the vegetarians of his age consume grotesque qualities of dairy. Well, that's true, which may have colored perception. Maybe, but I really don't see the real issue with that. I mean, why even mess with fermentation of grains? Sprout them, but then you're back into the plants again. So I really don't, I'm very well working with animals for years with grains and even dried grains, no processed grains, and still fattens them up. You don't process oats. You feed animals raw oats, and they'll fatten them up like crazy. I don't know. I mean, we used to fatten our cows and hogs up for market with grains. I fattened up horses before and learned I didn't want to do that. That's when I moved from oats to alfalfa, and they ran better, stronger. I don't see that in any creature on the planet but the Homo sapien. So I don't know. I can't say that I agree with you on that. But will it hurt you and kill you? If you're healthy, no. But I say on the road to getting well, you want to eliminate those and then bring them back in the diet. I don't think a little of anything will hurt anybody. I'm not as you can tell, I'm not a lifetime raw foodist. And if you added how many truly lifetime raw foodists there are that really didn't sneak anything in this time, I don't think you would cover one hand worldwide. So I don't know, I mean, I think you younger people will be more raw longer than I was. I really started to lose my raw food opening a health food store. Just simply opening a health food store, and then I ended up opening 3 of them. I started tasting things. I thought your grains were good. I thought all these things were good. So I started trying. I got off my raw food because all these things were good. No, they weren't. I started gaining weight. I started eating nuts. I started consuming pine nuts like crazy, handfuls of almonds and raisins. I just was consuming all it. No, I can tell you from my perspective, I felt so much better 100% raw off of all that crap. But I had health food stores and everybody thought it was good. I had my grain meals, I fresh grain, but that even unprocessed. We don't process them when we feed them to animals. But that's where that started getting me off right there. And it's like, oh, I pulled myself back many times through the years. But, it's just the way it is. I've seen this in the natural hygienic people. I've lectured to hygienic people around the world. 90-year-olds, the original teeth, healthy, still eating some cooked foods? Absolutely. I went one day down here to a big natural hygienic get-together, right? And I was the only one that brought a raw food plate. This was and they were all 80s, 90-year-olds. I mean, incredible. but they all brought cooked foods to a natural hygienic dinner. And I couldn't believe it. I bought a great big bowl of fruit. And they're looking at that, and I'm looking at them saying, well, did you guys lose your perspective? You lose your self-disciplines and stuff? And so I got them excited about raw foods again. And sometimes you need that. You need someone to come and get you excited again. You know, because we're all conditioned. The older we are, the more conditioned we are. And that's why our children are our hope. And those of you that are young, that are tearing this apart. But those that come in and think you're going to be a David Wolf, I even think David Wolf does a little of this. But all intentions are good. I ripped it apart for 15 years. But then little this, little of that, significant others this, married this, children this, working this, traveling this. There's a ton of things that are involved in all that. Pressure this, pressure that. So those that are not mature with those things, don't judge us that have been through that. A lot of stress. Poor Dr. Jensen, there was always someone after him. And so there's always someone after me. State's always after us. You know, this is a negative world. These people are channels for the negative forces, and they don't realize it. And they would love to shut the positive God forces down. That's just the nature of the positive and negative. And remember, when you see something positive, there's something negative right beside it. Duality. Love it. Ooh. Crazy Fox Fitness. Ooh, I gotta go. Crazy Fox Fitness. I believe healthy body weight for humans can be directly related to genetics. Well, of course it's related to genetics in the sense of the adrenals and the thyroids and stuff like that. It's going to make for a fat or thin person. Malabsorption, da-ba-da-ba-bop. Sure, diet does affect it, but acceptance of God's creation of you is important in your personal happiness. God does not make junk. Then I'll have a Twinkie, thank you very much, and you can put some whipping cream on top of that. That'll make double cream for me. Does not make junk. God knows what a good Twinkie tastes like. Or custard. Oh, I've got a cut, and see, this is nerve pain. Thank you so much for all the love, healing you give to us, views. Thank you so much. This is 099087662. I had 2 nerve root cysts drained on my spine, C5, C6. Oh, my God. They were wrapped with cal-bromine to prevent reoccurrence. Your nerve roots were wrapped with cal-bromine? Bromine what? My neurosurgeon wants me to do a follow-up with an MRI. Okay, so you know you had a cyst. Lymph. Get your kidneys, get your adrenals up, get your lymph moving so you don't form any of those things. That's what you got to do. This is all about the lymph system for sure. We'll adjust our blood chemistry, still have pain, nerve pain that radiates from neck to the jaw. Yeah. Your only hope, move lymph. Get that lymph draining down that back to those kidneys. Get those axillary lymph nodes cleaned up. Really start moving that lymph so you can get those acids out and rebuild. Make sure your parathyroid's in good shape so you can regenerate any bone tissue there, but also upper brain, brain and nerve. It'll help to strengthen the myelin sheath and strengthen that nervous system there. Mostly raw vegan. Will my body adjust, or do you recommend an MRI to see if there's something wrong? You know what? You want to be careful with excessive radiation, particularly on spines and nerves and stuff like that. I'd really tear up the raw foods. Really tear that up, get into the lymph drainage, the lymph formulas, clean up the bowels, and really start draining this up. If you're having lung problems or if you had asthma or pneumonia, start taking the lung formula and clean out your lungs, because this can also resonate up to the lower C-spine. Woo-hoo! Well, I'm trying to catch up with you guys. You're just too sharp for your own good. All right, so I'll get this out and try to get this up maybe today or tomorrow for you, and then I'll try. I've got a training for the guys here this afternoon I've got to do with them, get them even up more on board, and so I might be able to shoot another hour maybe, if you don't mind. Let me see what it comes this afternoon, okay? Had 2 cancellations today. One guy had to go to the hospital, stroke. I guess he waited too long to see me. That's what I hate. This is why we're taking steps to change these things. So I don't know, it's just we've got a lot of sick people out there, and we need all your help. So thank you so much. You guys have fun today, and hopefully we'll get this up as soon as possible, and I can get your question answered. And by the way, don't be down on yourself. You know, we all take pathways, and whoops, I guess I walked down the wrong road. I used to beat myself up too much too. And no, you got to start liking yourself, because you can't run and hide from yourself, and you can't kill yourself because you're still there. That's the problem, is there's nowhere you can go. You're always with yourself, and you should always be that way. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn this off. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Just push that in.